What's up everyone, hello and welcome, Snake here. I'm coming to you with another tier list, this time for Tomb Kings. Thanks to Tier Maker tool, that is really awesome to do it, link down below, because I promise creator I will do it. So, Tomb Kings are the faction that never got update, paid update, any kind of update, except just minor changes. They never got update beyond Warhammer 2. They are a single DLC faction, which, it's kind of sad because they're really fun to play. I have to admit, I do like playing Tomb Kings from time to time, because if you play too much, they get tiresome, because roster is quite limited and you can't do that much if you want. What's really good is that you can build, armies with certain units, and units are limited to buildings often, so if you want to increase capacity you need to have more buildings of a specific type, so just expand and get more buildings, pretty much. Some of the units can be acquired in minor settlements, some of them only in major settlements. Quick disclaimer, I'm a disabled person, I live with neurological disease which affects my everyday. So, of course, it does affect my gameplay as well. Okay, since I covered it all, let's go. Of course, I have a game at the background, but obviously I'm not gonna swap over and over, because what's the point? So, let's start with Infantry. Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Warriors with Spearmen. So, here's the thing. You should recruit only one. Really. You should recruit only one, because they are not designed to do damage. They are designed to hold the line a little bit, okay? So I would say the spearmen are okay. Meanwhile, I would never recruit the swordsmen, just regular skeleton warriors. Never. So just putting it under the crap. They're not crap, okay? But they're useless. You go against a lot of enemies with large entities, except dwarves. But you go against vampires and like Scarbrand. You go versus who else? You go versus like wood elves, orcs, well, dwarves again, but so. Depends who you pick, you will have certain enemies, and you can of course adjust your strategy, but Spearman has higher melee defense, and by higher melee defense I mean 8 more. They lose 4 melee attack, but get 8 more melee defense. That's huge, that's a massive difference. So obviously that affects everyone. Nehekara Warriors, just dishing out damage dealer unit that it's not that good. It does have bonus versus infantry, but it's not really heavy on armor piercing. I would say it could be better, a little bit better. However, it's a tier 1 unit, so wouldn't expect much. Nevertheless, I use it rarely. I use it when I spam, like if I have a second army, third army, and I'm spamming only units I can. I have a lot of skeleton spearmen, and I put whatever Nehekaras I have available just to drop it there. They're not that bad, but could be better. Next up are the Tomb Guard, and Tomb Guard are very good. It's a very good infantry. But again, Tomb Guard with swords is a little bit better to dish out some damage, if you really want to. And Tomb Guard with halberdiers are anti-large, higher melee defense, obviously. It's the same, okay, let's do it this way. It's the same duo, melee defense, trick and stuff. So, halberdiers, anti-large, charge against large foes, very good unit. Very usable, you can build an army and go roll with it. It's not gonna be the fastest dealing damage, which is a shame, but overall, it works. Now, the Crypt Ghouls. Crypt Ghouls are very good for Tomb Kings, because they are stalking, they're doing nice damage, really good unit, available only for Archon the Black. And because Archon the Black has this unit, you can buff it to nice levels, so they are doing a lot of damage. Squishy, but very powerful compared to most of the infantry you have. Skeleton Archers, to be honest, I would say they could be better, because they're missile strength. They're tier 1, so what do you expect? But they have 1 armor-piercing missile damage. It's not that good. It's not that good, and I don't like it. I mean, I use it, because what else I'm gonna use? Nevertheless, I feel like it could be better. A little bit more armor-piercing, or a little bit base damage. Just feels squishy. If you play with Khalida and put her next to archers, then definitely that benefits them, because she has a buff around her that increase missile effectiveness, so definitely worth a try. Now we're going to Cavalry. Skeleton Horsemen, I feel, are crap. I tried to play with them. They are just dying. I couldn't do much with them. I felt really annoyed, because they're useless. They are useless. Next up are Nehekaran Horsemen. They feel okay. Nothing, I would say, could be better, even borderline, but they're okay to use. I wouldn't spam it unless you really want to build up cavalry. If you want to do, get the hex rates if you play Archon the Black. If not, there are better tools like Necropolis Knights. Necropolis Knights are nice. They're really nice, powerful unit. Again, the same situation with Halberdiers being better. So it's just, I would say put them together here, because you can build army having both of them supplement each other. It's like Demigryph Knights. Very good. They work nice. Not the greatest, but works. Same goes for Hex Rates. Really good unit, very good unit. It can work with Archon the Black campaign, of course. I like this unit. I would say it's almost borderline awesome. I would say it's awesome because it's powerful, but not everyone likes a naked unit without armor, with high physical resistance. It's not that good. Skeleton Archers could be better on a horse. They're teeny tiny better than archers, so I just don't like it. They're not that good. They have armor piercing 3, ammunition 2 enough. I mean, I have increased the campaign a little bit by technology or something, so it's not that. It's just, again, I use it when I have a spot to fill. Outside of that, I'm aiming towards better units. And those better units are Chariots. Chariot. I thought I'm gonna hate it. I thought it's gonna be It's a tier 1 skeleton chariot. It's okay. I would say it's... Here's the thing. Skeleton chariot and skeleton chariot with archer is the same unit. The difference is the archer. Literally, that's the only difference. So, without archer is okay. With archer is better. And I cannot believe I'm saying that. But I played with Cetra I played Cetra campaign, and I had 2 skeleton chariot armies, yeah. Once I gave it to Cetra, and 2 I created a lord that was from A technology tree that was buffing, I think, chariots or not. It wasn't. So it was whatever lord, but it did well because technology. There's some ancillary, I mean, followers to improve, like give them vanguard deployment or something like that. Very good. They are very good, and I went against really big opponents. My biggest surprise was when I was charging like Scarbrand. Yeah, he was dealing a lot of damage, but he was taking a lot of damage in melee. So these guys surprised me greatly, which I cannot say, normally about chariots, but they surprised me wonderfully. And quite good at charging a lot of entities, so they do a lot of collision attack. Not the best on a mass, nevertheless, they work very well. I hate these dogs. But they're good in Ark and the Black because you can use them. Bats, I hate bats. I hate bats so much, I just can't. Okay? I can't. Carrion could be better. It's not bad. My biggest problem is a lot of low entity number, and despite having, they have more life than Bellbats like. But their mass is so bad, you land, you die. I would improve mass for them to like get out of the problem, but they are good with flying around and dealing with, artillery. Nevertheless, I would barely recruit them. And now we're going into monster category. This video gonna be quick. That's really nice, because, there is not much needed to talk about it. It's a simple race, and I love it to simplify it. Okay. Ushabti and Ushabti Great Bows are very good units. But there is a catch, and this is, controversial. I don't think they're amazing. I think they're okay. But there are some technologies to improve it. Plus, you increase capacity in minor settlements. Very, very good unit. There is a problem. Low entity number gets fucked by a lot of units. I went against dwarves, and in melee, these guys are losing a lot. Great bows have nice range, nice power. Again, 12 entities. It really feels bad. I went against one-on-one army. They are smashing things like they want. 1.5, 1 versus 2. Problem starts because they get overwhelmed. They are not able to dish that amount of damage. So I would leave them this. So Ushabti are okay. They're tier 3 unit. They work. These Ushabti melee are tier 2. So for the tier 2, they're very good. But they get overwhelmed due to the low number of entities. And seriously, I saw like regular dwarf warriors were winning with them in melee because it was 16 to like 80. So they get crowded. They get overwhelmed by just basic dwarfish unit. But together, they work very well. And definitely when Ushabti is in melee, you need to send a lord with regen to help them out. To, heal them up. Because they can dish damage. Problem is time. Because they get overwhelmed. Ushabti Great Bows can smash walls, towers. They're really good at smashing literally anything. And they have the same melee potential. The only difference is 1, bow, and 2, the amount of life. So what they did with Chariots, they left the same amount of life. It's literally the same unit, just with Archer on top of it. That's the Chariot difference. Ushabti, They did not do that. I mean, they did, because Ushabti Greatbows is only 12 entities. If there were 16, I'm sure they would have the same life. So the entities should be balanced out to give a little bit more. Sepulchre Stalkers are the next monstrous infantry. And you know what? I like them. They're okay. They're okay, and I wish to say they're amazing. I wish. But I don't know, they have magic attack with missile. They can stalk, they can sneak into combat from nice side. But they are the constructs, which is the same problem with Ushabti. I hate the, construct and crumbling overall. But, Sepulchre Stalkers, they're the monstrous infantry, but they have really low melee defense. So I assume it's the missile damage that is here the valuable one. And it's really powerful. It's crap loads of armor piercing damage. But in melee, they tend to lose to a lot of things. And it's pretty basic. They're the tier 3 unit and they can lose to tier 1. Because, depends what you get on the other side. And that's annoying. Tomb Scorpion is very good. As you can see, they don't have, super amazing things, because it's just one DLC faction. I would say borderline awesome. Borderline. What's good about them, that you can increase capacity with them with heroes. You can recruit hero with capacity increase as a trait. So that's really nice. They have nice animation. They work. But I lost faith in them recently. You definitely need to work as a team, and then they will work. But again, you might get overwhelmed if you go against large stuff, because they are good versus infantry. So if something is not infantry, you might get hit heavily. Plus, they don't have any sort of missile defense. They have speed 55 and literally no missile defense basic. So they get shot easily. When I see Tomb Scorpion with basic army, I always focus fire them because they die super quick. And that's my concern. That's why they are not anything beyond. Bone Giant. I want Bone Giant to work. I really do. It's a very good range unit. It's a very good range unit. I would say very good range unit. But it shoots rather slow. And when it comes to combat, it does not perform that well. Yet, it's better than Cygor all day every day. It's superior Cygor. Because it's aiming better. Missile attack. Insane bonus versus large. 200 bonus versus large. Plus it's explosive. It does enormous amounts of damage versus large entities. So, if you want to kill Skarbrand with this, you will. Of course not one, because the reload is longer than typical unit. However, Cygor probably had that shit too. And now, the top 3. Big boys. Cambrian Worstings. Unit with that is anti-infantry with archers on top of it. I feel like it's awesome. It's really awesome. Oh wait, that's not the one. What? That's not the one. I forgot. I missed it. However, Necrosphinx is also very good. It's the counterpart. Anti-large, doesn't have archers, but it does work nicely. Both have the same speed. Definitely you need a lord that, gives them buffs. Necrosphinx doesn't have that much life, so, you know, you trade something, because the weapon strength on the Necrosphinx is superior compared to War Sphinx, which means they have their place somewhere else. You can mix them, because they have the same speed, so you would not lose anything, but you can build separate armies. I would mix them to have cover anti-large, anti-infantry together. Plus, they have ginormous collision attack. The collision here rocks. And Hero Titan is the next one, and I do have problem with Hero Titan. It's super slow unit. It does have bounce spells, that's why it's not could be better. It's okay. But the slowness, it feels like a giant, okay? It's better than giant, because it does have magic attack. You know, some spells. It's okay. It's borderline very good, but it's not. And now, the last ones are the artillery pieces. Artillery pieces for Tomb Kings 1 is on tier 3. You can get it Screaming Skull Catapult with magic shots. And I think it's awesome. As artillery catapult, this one performs really, really, really good. So, of course, it can only shoot, it's anything else, but it has, you know, debuff that reduce leadership. Kinda low reload speed, but very good. The massive missile explosion is excellent versus infantry, but it also performs well against big monstrous entities, so it's not useless at all. And the final is Casket of Soul, which is also amazing. Casket of Soul, that was supposed to be amazing. Yeah. But awesome anyway. So Casket of Soul you can get once you get level 20 units. Once you get 20 units, you can have it. And what I love about it is the arc of shot. So it feels like you throw a grenade, so there is a curve that really flies nicely. And it's extremely useful when you build up like a corner camp, right? And you have only infantry at the start of a game. And when you put the Casket Soul behind, it doesn't barely, depends where you shoot, but it doesn't hurt your lines with shooting because it shoots above their heads. It's wonderful, this tight situation when you go against like Scarbrand tier 0 unit that is just obliterating everything. And if you hold the line, Casket of Souls will perform just excellent, absolutely. So it works greatly, and you know, you can get it on like turn 6, 7 starting the game, so definitely worth it. It cost 5 grand, but it's worth the money, especially that Tomb Kings doesn't need that much money overall. And that's it. That's the Tomb Kings. You see my armies, you see my rating. It's somewhat balanced. I think I was fair enough, but some units are overrated, and I think Shouty are overrated. I like them when it's one-on-one. When there is more than one army, you get screwed because they get overwhelmed. Sepulchre Stalkers should be better, Hero Titan, you know, stuff like that. But I love Tomb Kings, I love their mechanics. You know, based on their mechanics, now we had Chaos Dwarves. So, yeah, definitely was worth to get this one up. But that's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Subscribe if you like what I do. Have a great day. Till the next time, take care and bye bye.